Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tyrone Dukes here with iManagement Solutions. I have my fabulous co-host, Loida Figueroa, and we have an awesome guest on this evening, Eva Siguil with Siguil Financial Services. Welcome.
Thank you
Woo!
for having me. Thank you.
Awesome. So, Eva, we thank you very much for being present with us on today. We know that you're going to share a wealth of knowledge, wealth of financial knowledge with our audience today, and we're going to be able to provide them with some power packed information. And so that's why we brought you on because you're the individual that we want speaking to our audience. You have that wealth of financial information that they can use to enhance their lives, enhance their businesses, and really be able to make some critical decisions in their life. So we thank you very much for being on this show today. Thank you.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
Eva, I just noticed that, there's a trend out there in the market today, especially during a pandemic where people are actually failing to purchase life insurance. And so what they're doing is supplementing their, any life insurance policy with GoFundMe. So they're not
hmm
purchasing life insurance, but they're depending on GoFundMe's to raise money and bury their loved ones. Kind of talk to
Yeah.
us about, why that's really a bad idea to take a look at.
Yeah. So a GoFundMe is not a life insurance policy, guys. So let's just get that very, very clear, right? I think that especially in our Hispanic families, a lot of people, especially men, have a hard time even asking for help. So it's even with the GoFundMe route, it's it's not something that a lot of men do in our households. But the reason why it's not the right route to go is because of the fees. So yes, you will go and have people contribute to that, but GoFundMe will take their own fees on the initial lump sum, and they will take fees on everything that comes in little amounts as well, right? So that's one big thing. The next thing is it's just not sufficient. It's not enough to carry on for the family, the entire family. So life insurance, a lot of people think is just for the death benefit, but it's not. It's to be able to replace the income of the families. And a GoFundMe can't raise a sufficient amount of like 100, 200, 300, 500,000 that person was bringing in every year or every 5 years or every 10 years. So it's a temporary fix, but at the end of the day, it's nothing compared to life insurance because the amount that you're going to get in a policy, just paying a little premium every month, instead of asking for people to donate to a fund and not be able to get enough for the future, it's just not comparable. So that's why it's not really a great idea.
When I think about that, I think about Loida, right? Let's just use, for example, we know how valuable Loida is. And Loida, let's just say you didn't have a life insurance policy and you passed away. Just, Loida, talk to us about that. Loida, that's just mind blowing to imagine
hmm
Loida passing away without a policy, knowing the value that she brings to her family, even the value that she brings to
Mhm.
this show. Just, Loida, talk to us about that aspect.
Well,
hmm
I think it's extremely important and valuable when you have a network as powerful as the one that I have with individuals such as Tyrone, such as Eva, that are able to hold you accountable to the things that you need in order to build wealth. So it's not just the policy that is an essential part of, that value, that we all have, but it's the wealth management, the wealth building. Everybody wants to be wealthy, but it takes a lot of work and a lot of mental and spiritual capacity to remove your ego, remove yourself, and be able to build a structure of cohesion with, the people that you decide to associate with in order to build that wealth. Because you can't do it by yourself. You have to have the right people around you, keep the right, support system and the right network. So there are, one person may be really good at going to the gym and having that gym body, And then there may be another person in your network that knows about, financial services, that knows about insurance, like Eva. And so, being able to bring together these pieces in order to build that is essential, not just for me, which is why I tap into these types of conversations, but it's essential for our community to really hear about those things. And having somebody like Eva in my corner, in my team, having someone like Tyrone on my team, I think it just enhances and it brings value. So the value that I have is not something that I carry on my own. It's something that I'm able to have because of the people that I, attract into my experience, such as yourselves.
Great, great. Ladies and gentlemen, Eva just pretty much denoted. With GoFundMe's, it's really hard to replace an income. Again, an individual like Loida, an individual like Eva passing away, an individual like myself passing away, that would be a detrimental impact if any one of us were to pass away. And just imagine in your circumstances, if you were to pass away, don't just think about the burial aspect of this policy. Think about the value that you bring. And if you were to pass away, your income would pretty much disappear from your family and they would have to replace that. So, again, we're recommending that you contact Eva to pretty much cover yourself with the basics, at least the fundamental basics, to replace your income with, in addition to providing a burial policy to bury yourself. And Eva, how do individuals get in contact with you?
Yeah, so on Facebook, I do have a Facebook page for Siguil Finances. So you can type in our business name there and you will find our page. As well as we have an email. It is Siguil Organizations with an S at the end at gmail.com. And there's also a website that we could possibly link in the comments, if that's okay, for people to look and contact me through my Calendly if they're looking to directly contact me as well. I'm also on Instagram and I'm also on TikTok. You can just look me up as Eva Siguil, EVA, and then my last name, Siguil, Siguil.